Good evening, Internet. Shroom here, and the Edge of Eternities is upon us. Rotation has occurred. I'm going to play some new standard tonight, and when I was looking through the spoilers for Edge of Eternities, there was one card in particular that caught my eye that I knew I had to brew with. So tonight we're going to play some Jund Munitions aggro. What is Jund Munitions aggro? Let's take a look. So the star of this brew is weapons manufacturing. This 2-mana enchantment. Whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, create a colorless artifact token named Munitions with when this token leaves the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. So this is a card that creates these explosive artifact tokens that ping anything for 2 when they leave the battlefield. Now note that the tokens themselves don't have any way of sacrificing them, so we need to find some way to get rid of these tokens. But if we can get rid of them, each one of them will deal 2 damage to any target every time that we do so, and our deck is designed to continuously produce these tokens. So we need 2 things to pair with weapons manufacturing and combo with it. We are sort of like an aggro combo control-y deck, somewhere in that range. We need artifacts, preferably cheap artifacts that are creatures that can also attack and apply pressure in combat, and we need sack outlets to be able to sack these munitions tokens to deal damage. So let's first review the artifacts that we're playing. There is some crossover, of course. We're playing one of Gene Pollinator, which can tap and untap permanent we control to add 1 mana of any color. So in this deck, it's basically like a bird of paradise. We're always going to have like munitions tokens lying around. We're always going to have material lying around that we can tap to add mana of any color, and this is a 1-drop artifact, so it does trigger our weapons manufacturing. And then we've got Kavaron Harrier as a Savannah Lion. We do want to get on the board early because we are an aggro deck. This is a very good Savannah Lion because if you're on like an empty board, it does more damage than any other Savannah Lion can, because you can pay 2 mana when it attacks to create a 2/2 artifact creature token that's attacking. You do sack the artifact token at the end of combat, but we have ways to exploit that and just take advantage of the trigger of the artifact entering the battlefield. But just on rate, as far as like power and toughness for what you get against like a goldfish, this is actually a really good Savannah Lion. So I'm glad to have 4 copies from the new set. And then we are playing at the 2 mana slot. We're playing Tough Cookie, just a food creature that can turn our other artifacts into 4/4 creatures, and of course we can always eat the cookie to gain 3 life because it's a food. Then we've got a couple of piggy banks, which I just really like this card. It's aggressively bodied. It's an artifact, so it triggers our weapons manufacturing, and when it dies, it leaves behind another treasure token, so it adds to the synergies of our deck. And then we're running another new card, the Oreplate Pangolin, which is just a grizzly bear. It's an artifact, but whenever another artifact enters our control, we can pay 1. If we do, we put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So this is a creature that could go really, really big. It starts as a 2 mana 2/2, which is, on rate, but I could see that this seems like a really good threat for this deck, because in the late game we put a lot of artifacts onto the table. So if we're able to pay 1 for this most of the times that we do so, this will turn into a very large creature by the end of the game. So I definitely think it's a good inclusion for this deck. And then we're also running one of Melded Moxite, which is just like a tormenting voice, but it's in the form of an artifact. And for 3 mana, we can sack it to create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. So our artifacts are good at creating creatures, which we can use to finish the game if our actual creatures can't get the job done. Of course, we've got our 4 of Legion Extruder, which does 2 damage to anything when it enters, and for 2 we can tap it and sack another artifact, including our munitions tokens, to create 3/3 golem tokens. I think this is going to be like the primary win con for the deck, as it is probably the best way for us to sack our munitions and just win the game by creating the munitions. We create a 3/3 as we do 2 damage to our opponent by sacking the munitions. It's great. We got a chainsaw as another artifact that deals 3 damage to a creature and can later be equipped to a creature to add to its power, which is great. We've got a Tithing Blade just as a one-off, edict effect that is also an artifact. We've got a couple of these Dauntless Scrapbots for the new set, which are 3/1 artifact creatures. When they enter into the battlefield, exile each other opponent's graveyard, which is great. Graveyard hate, very good in standard right now, kind of necessary, I would say. It also creates a lander token, so an additional artifact when it enters the battlefield. But this just seems like a very synergistic card for the deck. The fact that it hates graveyards is good, so I think it's very good for this brew. And then finally, we've got these Red Tiger Mech Hands, also for the new set. They're 3/3 haste for 4. They're an artifact, but you can play them for their warp cost for only 2 as a 3/3 haste. So for 2 mana, you get a 3/3 haste that gets to attack once, and then once course, it triggers our weapons manufacturing. It triggers our paladins, all of our artifact synergies, and then it goes away at the end of the turn, and you can later play it again as a 4/4. So it's sort of like 2 triggers for all of our stuff, as well as a grid aggressive body that can get in an attack early in the game. This seems like a really good inclusion for this deck. And then we've got like ways to sacrifice artifacts, because we need ways to sacrifice our weapons manufacturings. And then there's one other synergy piece, which is sort of like the icing on the cake. So our sack synergies will include Embrace Oblivion and Hellish Sideswipe. Basically do the same thing. They're 1 mana black spells that sack an artifact, destroy a creature or a spacecraft, or in the case of Sideswipe, a vehicle. So they're just kill spells that require us sacking an artifact, such as our Munitions tokens. Exactly what we're looking for here. We are playing a 2 of the new Umbral Collar Zealot, which is just a free sack outlet for creatures and artifacts. We can just sack our artifacts to Surveil 1. It's on an aggressively bodied 3/2, so this is going to be a very popular card in Standard. We haven't had a free sack outlet of this ilk for a while. The fact that it can sack artifacts as well makes it perfect for this deck. So, of course, we're including a couple of copies of those. We've got a 1 of Fanatical Offering, which lets us sack an artifact to draw 2 cards and create a map token, which is itself an artifact, of course. And then we've got... in our mana base, we've got also a couple of these Midgar City of Makos, which for their spell side is a 3 mana sorcery that lets us sack an artifact or creature to draw 2 cards. So even our mana base is chipping in with these sack synergies here. And then kind of the cherry on top are these Biotech Specialists from the new set, which are a green and a red for a 1/3. I really don't like the body on this, but when they enter, they create a lander token. Whenever we sacrifice an artifact, this creature deals 2 damage to target opponent. So as we're sacking our Munitions tokens, they're going to be dealing 4 damage to our opponent every time that we do so, instead of 2, which, you know, if you know me, if you look at my channel history, I love effects like this that burn and ping, that create damaging instances outside of combat, and this seems to do that really well. I'm a little bit on the fence about the Biotech Specialist, because on the one hand, its sack synergy is really great. On the other hand, it's a 1/3 body for 2 colored mana, which is really not good at all. So I'm running a 3 of. I could see maybe a 2 or 4 of. Still withholding judgment on the Biotech Specialist. We'll see how we do in these matches tonight. And then just a little bit of miscellaneous interaction. We're playing black, so we've got a couple of duresses in the main board. I just think that it's correct to run discard spells when you're playing black, because they're really, really powerful. So that goes over the main board. A total of 23 lands in our deck should be sufficient, given the fact that we're pretty low to the ground, and we also create treasures off of our piggy banks. And we have a mana dork and like lander tokens as well. We have a 1 of Restless Ridgeline as a creature land. We get a couple of fountain ports, which can create treasure tokens to trigger our synergies or sacrifice our tokens to let us draw cards. And we've got the aforementioned Midgar City of Makos. Importantly, we now have access to Stomping Ground, which means we're much more likely to have our lands come into play untapped when we need to. Now, we are sort of just splashing green. We're really mostly a Rakdos deck, and Rakdos is not in a great spot as far as colored sources, because it doesn't have a fast land or a shock land. But I think the Stomping Grounds will help us a lot with our Verges coming into play untapped. So just that in itself should really help out with the mana situation. Our sideboard includes Duresses 3 and 4, as well as Intimidation Tactics 1, 2, and 3, so we can tailor our discard suite depending on what matchup we're against. 1 of Fire Magic is there against token decks, of which there will be many. Sometimes you just need to kill all those 1/1s. Fire Magic is the best card to do so. We've got a Ghost Vacuum and a Soul Guide Lantern as additional graveyard hate, as well as our Dauntless Scrapbots, so we can up our graveyard hate count to 4, which I don't think is enough, actually, but maybe we'll be aggressive enough that we don't need to devote quite as much hate as other decks do to stopping graveyard synergies. We got a second Chainsaw for those decks that play a lot of 3-power creatures, that we want to be able to kill those creatures early, like aggro decks, like Fear of Missing Out decks. Since we are playing Jund, we have access to Assassin's Trophy, which is an excellent catch-all removal piece. I really like playing this card whenever I'm playing green and black. It just destroys everything, including creature lands. You know, lets them get a basic land, but most of the time you're really happy to make that trade. And then we've got a 1 of Strategic Betrayal as more graveyard hate that can also exile creatures, good against mid-range decks. Obliterating Bolts are there for the Enduring decks. They're there for Enduring Curiosity, Enduring Innocence, those decks that draw a million cards that are still really annoying, where you want to just exile those Enduring creatures. And finally, a Sorcerer Spyglass is good against a lot of decks that have, you know, activated abilities, Planeswalker decks that run a lot of creature lands, that kind of thing. It's an artifact, so it triggers all of our stuff. It's just a very good sideboard piece, very powerful, versatile hate piece. So that is the plan. We are going to play a lot of cheap artifacts, make a lot of munitions tokens, sack them all for various forms of value, and blow our opponent up as we beat down with aggressively bodied creatures that we play early in the game. Again, somewhere between like combo, aggro, and mid-range. So yeah, I've tested this deck a few times and running into a lot of VV, which I'm like 1-1 against so far. But let's see, it's the Wild West out there, you know, after rotation, people are still kind of feeling things out. We're really low on the ladder, so we should see a lot of interesting stuff and have some good matches. So let's get into some matches on the ladder. If you want to support me and you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Quantumizer, the Initiate. Initiate is our first opponent. I like their avatar. I'm not sure what it is exactly. Is it one of the new aliens? We're going to be on the play. And yeah, our hand looks pretty good. We can keep this. We've got our Pangolin. We've got Legion Extruders, which are great. Hopefully they're a deck that likes creatures. So let's lead on our Surveilland. Weapons manufacturing, we want that. Okay, not sure which character that is or what I should take from it. They are white. Alright, so we're going to lead on weapons manufacturing. Selesnya. Well, we don't draw land, which is pretty unfortunate. I think I'm just going to play this Pangolin. Start building it up. Alright, opponent has to get lost. Virtue of Persistence. Boy, we still don't draw land. Man. Okay, let's play our Harrier. Explore. Can I find a land, please? Thank you. Let's explore again. Okay, we get 2 lands off the Get Lost. Perfect. Lumbering World Wagon. Okay, opponent is Bant, apparently. Alright, we're gonna get an attack for 4. Then we're going to play an Extruder, which will let us sack our token after we attack to create a 3/3. We can do that mid-combat. Overlord. Alright, they get into big attack. So let's kill the Overlord. The question is, do we want to make a 3/3? We don't have enough mana to make a 3/3. So do we make a 2/2 token is a question. I think so. Yeah, we'll make a 2/2. Dragging back Assault. Okay, let's play a hasty 4/4. Or do we want to play it for 2? We can do that. Yeah, I think we'll just play it as a full-blown... Oh, I meant to play it as a full-blown 4 drop. That's kind of unfortunate that happens. Yeah, that didn't really work the way I wanted it to. Yuna. So it's a Yuna deck. Yeah, now they can start bringing back their overlords and whatnot. So I could make a 3/3, but that doesn't really help much. Let's sack our 3/3 and draw 2 and get a map. Yeah, it's pretty gross. They've totally gone off here. Now, I just don't think I can win. I don't have a removal spell for Yuna. Alright, let's play some Melded Moxites. Umbral Collar Zealot. Play our Pangolin. Play Zealot. So at least lets us block Yuna and sack it, but we might just be dead. We'll explore, I guess. Tough cookie. We don't need a tough cookie right now. We can block Yuna and sack the Umbral Zealot to stop them from gaining life. We'll block like this. Sack the Pangolin, I guess. Surveil one. Okay. Alright, so we get crushed by, this thing has lifelink too. Okay, we should have blocked the Overlord. It doesn't matter. We can't come back from this. So Yuna, give me Strategic Betrayal, Intimidation Tactics, Assassin's Trophy, Lantern Vacuum. We'll cut a Duress, at least one, a Mechan, Tough Cookie, maybe Fanatical Offering, maybe Chainsaw. I guess we'll just shave our non-sideboard stuff, right? So like a Piggy Bank, a Pangolin, and a Harrier. Hey, what's up, Maven? We'll be on the play. How's it going? How's trials? Yeah, I like intimidation tactics. This is all really good, so we'll keep. And let's go ahead and intimidation tactics. Yuna or the Overlord? Nice. So, do I want to take the Overlord or Yuna? Yuna's the hardest to beat, ultimately. Overlord does ramp them. I guess it's going to be Overlord. Alright, let's go swamp weapons manufacturing. Okay, let's play a Legion Extruder. Pingy for 2, make some munitions. Play a tap land. Our beautiful shock lands that we have now. There's a World Wagon. Okay, Embrace Oblivion will be awesome. It'd be nice if we could create some more munitions tokens, though. Verge. Simulacrum. Fountain Ports. So, I don't want to really kill this, because then they just get to Yuna one enchantment card. Okay, they don't get to Yuna it back, actually. Still, since we don't have another token to sack, I would like to sack this munitions to kill the Yuna. So I guess I'm going to play a Fountain Port. There's Yuna. Crew in the thing. Sure. So, could I possibly kill this World Wagon? Yes. No, actually I don't quite have enough mana. 1, 2, 3. I'm 1 mana short from being able to activate the extruder. I don't really want to just take 8 though. So I guess I'm just gonna block. That's too bad. We were 1 mana short of being able to actually fully do something. Now I need to draw a card. Okay, unit gets nothing. I draw land. Okay, we're not finding our artifacts, which is unfortunate. So, I need to just blow up Yuna. Oh, I targeted them with the ping too. Oops. So they should be at 16. I've never used this card before. They should be at 16. Virtue of Persistence. Okay, let's make a treasure. We just draw land. Ugh. They get to virtue persistence back there, Yuna now. Boy, we really needed to draw something. I mean, so much so, I feel like I need to just sacrifice this token and draw a card. That doesn't do anything either. Okay. Ugin. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can actually almost hard cast. Next turn they can hard cast Bahamut.
My plan bears fruit.
Alright, so we get destroyed by the ramp deck. Okay, so Yuna got us good. Our deck looked very sort of flailing and clunky there. Exo is our next opponent. We've got weapons manufacturing and a biotech specialist, so we'll keep. They've got Yuna sleeves. So I have to think that we'll be facing Yuna again. Midgar. I'm gonna bin that, actually. Frenzied Baloth. Alright, I'll play weapons manufacturing. Overlord. More weapons manufacturing. That is tempting. Let's duress. Virtue of persistence. I'm gonna play more weapons manufacturing. Came here to manufacture weapons. Preacher. Milded Moxites. Alright, let's play our Biotech Specialist. Let's play Melded Moxite. Get some ammunition. We'll discard our Raucous Theater. Another Biotech Specialist. Oh, plus we got our sack outlet. Can we just win with our munitions? Nope, they have a removal spell. Okay, they're at 18. Let's see. let's play our Pangolin. Make some munitions. We will pay once for a musician. We won't pay that one. Play a Biotech Specialist. Get a lander. So each of these sacrifices for 4 damage. We're not blocking. We'll take 5. Okay, can we win here? I believe we can. Because we're gonna have 5 munitions. They're each gonna do 4 damage. Yeah, that's enough. Gene Pollinator. Sure. Okay. We'll decline. Play our Umbral Collar Zealot. Sack munitions. Ping you in the face, ping you in the face. I have to do this one at a time. Ping you in the face, ping you in the face. Fanatical Offering, doesn't really matter. Sack a munition. Ping you in the face, ping you in the face. Sack munitions. Ping you in the face, ping you in the face. Sack munitions. There we go. Ping you in the face, ping you in the face. Okay. That's what our deck's trying to do. So more incredible Yuna busted Overlord stuff. Golgari. We want intimidation tactics. We want obliterating bolts. And we want our Assassin's Trophy and our graveyard stuff and strategic betrayal. So much stuff we have to board in. So we gotta cut a bunch of our non-sideboard cards. I don't want Sorcerer's Spyglass. I want... Okay, I already got my graveyard hate. So yeah, let's just shave stuff that's not sideboard tech, like Piggy Bank, Pangolin, Extruder. Maybe we gotta cut a weapons manufacturing too, since we're cutting all of our other pieces. Maybe a Biotech Specialist. Maybe Fanatical Offering. And 1 Duress. We can't keep that 1 lander. That's also 1 lander, which we can't keep. Alright, well, we'll keep this. And mull. I like all these cards. Maybe Chainsaw and... Red Tiger Mechan. Alright, let's start with our Surveil land. Legion Extruder. Ah, that's good, but I really think we just want land number 3. Let's shock and play weapons manufacturing. Here's a Mosswood. Alright, let's play Gene Pollinator. Intimidation tactics. Baloth, all this stuff. Triple Preacher of the Schism. Plus, they have 3 of these things that destroy enchantments. Counter target creature spell. Well, their hand is really stacked if they ever draw land number 3. I guess I'll take one of these preachers. City of Mako. Okay. Let's play Biotech Specialist. Play a Black Source. I could get rid of the Mosswood, but I really don't want to. Because then it lets them just draw. Which gives them a greater chance of getting to 3 land, which they're gonna do eventually. Alright, we're gonna pass. Opponent scoops. Okay. Stuck at 2 lands and then just didn't want to play it out. Alright, we take those. Nadora, Timeless Witness, will be our next opponent. And we don't have a turn 1 Harrier. We're gonna be on the draw. Our hand looks pretty good though. We can keep. Oh boy. So Dimir. Well, with this draw, I guess we just Legion Extruder, kill the Spyglass Siren. Unstoppable Slasher. Melded Moxie, or I could just play my Harrier. I'll just play my Harrier. Which I could sack to blow up the Slasher. I'm gonna wait on that. Maybe they don't have a removal spell, the Dimir deck with Unstoppable Slasher. Deciding which removal spell to use. Deep Cavern Bats. Takes my Embrace Oblivion. So are we gonna take this or block? I guess we're blocking, right? Yeah, I don't want to tap out for getting a 2. Alright, let's Biotech Specialist. Long goodbye. Well, now we're in trouble. Spell stutter on top of their library. I guess we'll play our... Our Zealot. Flood Pitch Drowner. So I think we're dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're dead. Okay, so Dimir tempo removal probably. Well, we definitely want obliterating bolts. I think we want chainsaw. Strategic betrayal. Assassin's trophies. Duress and intimidation tactics are good against them. Sorcerer's Spyglass could also be good. If they have Kaido. Yeah, I think like this. And then we'll board out Scrap Shot. I guess the Scrap Shots because they don't use their graveyard. Maybe a Mechan. I think we'll board out this. We won't board in the Spyglass. I don't know. Just shave. Something like this. We're running 61. Okay. Well, you would never guess that our mana's improved because we're sure leading on tap lands, but possible that we have too many of those in our library. However, I think this hand is fine, so we'll keep. So we'll surveil. Stomping Ground? Yeah. Spyglass. Alright, I'm gonna shock. Kill the Spyglass again. Alright, let's play a Cottage. Play Pangolin. It's 2/2. Kaido. Do they have a Kaido? Yep. Well, we do have Assassin's trophies, so that's good.
Out of the shadows, my eyes are as sharp as my sword.
So let's kill Kaido.
I need more intel.
Play this Harrier. Okay, they pass. They're gonna play Flood Pitch Drowner. Yeah, let's pay. Make a 2/2. Power up our dude. Enduring Curiosity. The most busted card in Standard. creature. So I don't see how we can win. We can strategic betrayal. They can play their Flood Pitch Drowner. Which, I mean, they're gonna do it anyway, so I might as well just do this. They play Flood Pitch Drowner, sack it. What can I do? I can play this Umbral Collar Zealot and trade for the Curiosity. Guess that's what I'm trying to do. Long goodbye. They draw 2 cards. Well, it's looking bad. Looking pretty bad. We can play this Biotech Specialist. No, not gonna play a thing. Then we'll play a Tough Cookie. Alright, good enough for me. We're actually just dead in that attack. Yep, Dimir mid-range on a good draw. We're never going to beat that. Quantum NL the Virtuous is our next opponent. We'll be on the play. We can't play our 1-drop red creature on turn 1. We're going to keep. Yeah, the Rakdos side of our mana biting us. Tough Cookie. We'll keep a Tough Cookie. I want land number 3, but we will get a lander token off of our specialists. So let's play a specialist. Builder's Talents. Makes a 0/4, and then it's... Whenever one or more non-land creatures you control enter, put a +1 counter on target creature, and then at level 3, it returns a permanent non-land permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. Let's play another Biotech Specialist. Enduring Innocence. Dude, we can't draw land. You are annoying, opponent. I could kill the Enduring Innocence, then I don't make my land drop. Or else I let it attack and they gain 2 life. I think I gotta kill it. We get to attack for 1. Day of Judgment. Okay. Still with not drawing land. We'll play weapon manufacturing. Glory Heath links. Momentum Breaker is just going to make us discard a card. We'll discard this thing, I guess. Okay, we finally do find land number 3. Okay, this Pangolin, which we don't have the mana to boost up. Ball. Whenever one or more tokens the opponent's controls enter, for each of them create a tap token that's a copy of it. Whenever one or more tokens you control enters, each opponent loses 1 and you gain 1. Okay. Okay. What do we do here? This thing has lifelink, which is terrible for us. I think we're just playing this as a land. Because we need land still. Play this, make a munition. They get a copy of the munitions. And they can't do anything with them. They do get to put stuff on all their stuff. I don't know. I kind of feel like we can scoop here. We're just way too far behind. We're just way too far behind. They've already got like their whole engine set up. We can't beat that. So I think we want to chainsaw, obliterating bolts, assassin's trophy, strategic betrayal. That's probably okay. Make some cuts. Molded moxite. Maybe we want aggressive tactics instead of duress, intimidation tactics instead of duress. We'll bring in 2 of those. Still 4 cards to cut. Okay. Specialist, munition, weapons manufacturing, Umbral Collar Zealot, and a Harrier. Try this. Okay. Well, we have lands. We have cards that are good. Ish. We don't have any sideboard tech, but I don't want to mulligan this. This is better than we've been doing lately. Piggy bank? Yeah, we can keep piggy bank. Alright, weapons manufacturing. We need to find an answer for their deck is like 90 cards, like 80 cards or something too. So it'd be extra salty if we lose. So hopefully they won't draw another Kambal. They're like Yorion without the Yorion. They draw Builder's Talent. Okay, let's play this Pangolin. We will pay, make it a 3/3. Well, the Umbral Collar Zealot with weapons manufacturing is a combo. Get lost. Okay. So let's play a piggy bank. Make a munitions. Play a Harrier. Make a munitions. Explore. Fanatical Offering, we'll keep that on top. Caretaker's Talent. Okay, here we can do something cool. Yes, let's make our 2/2. Okay, so they take 6. Oh, why didn't give me a chance to respond? Shouldn't I have had a window? Alright, let's play this Zealot and finish off this thing so they can't clone it with their Caretaker's Talent. Another piggy bank. We'll keep another piggy bank. See, I can do this manaless at instant speed. Sack a munitions to do 2 damage to something and surveil 1. That's really good. I think I need to lean in on that. Alright, well, they're not going to get a copy already. But let's make sure they don't get a 2/2. We'll leave the piggy bank on top. Play a pig. Make some munitions. Attack. Make a 2/2. Actually, we can sack these at instant speed to kill them. Next time we have priority. Split up. Alright. So we'll just do this now. And GG's. Kaboom. We didn't bring in our obliterating bolts. Oh, we didn't get in our sideboarding last time. Oops. So boarding in our anti-graveyard stuff, shaving everything that is not a sideboard card, and can't damage creatures. I think maybe we'll cut one of these things. A red tiger Mechan. Fanatical Offering. Melded Moxie. I think we gotta cut one of the 1-drops though, because we need to cut something. Cut the Pollinator. I think this hand is good. Intimidation Tactics, Weapon Manufacturing. These are all good cards against them. They elected to be on the draw. Combo, Get Lost, Day of Judgments. Alright, we're gonna take Combo for sure. Okay, Assassin's Trophy. Let's play Soul Guide Lantern. Commercial District. Dauntless Scrapbot. I think we can keep a Dauntless Scrapbot. I could have played Weapons Manufacturing there. What I probably should have done. Alright, I'm going to do that now. It is going to get losted though. That's why I didn't play it. Land can go away. Yeah, I should have... I knew there was a reason why I didn't play it, because they have the Get Lost. I should have played my Dauntless Scrap Shot. Well, at least I can use my maps to maybe make this a better attacker. My turn. Aggressive Tactics, that's good. Let's do that. Abyssal Harvester. Enduring Innocence, Marauding Blight Priest. Well, we'll take Enduring Innocence. Do we want to play this untapped? Sure, let's play it untapped. Play our dude. Make a lander. Alright, opponent is mana screwed apparently. Let us explore. Another Dauntless Scrap Shot. Sure, we'll leave that on top. It's Duress. Momentum Breaker, Day of Judgments. They just have 2 planes. I guess we'll take one of the Momentum Breakers. Exalted Sunborn. 4/5 flying lifelink, they're warping it. Okay. Do I want to draw the Scrap Shot? I guess I do. Alright, let's explore. Chainsaw? We'll keep a Chainsaw. play another scrap shot. Virtue of Loyalty. Let's chainsaw. Kill the knight. Rev up the chainsaw. Attack for 8. Momentum breaker. Yep. Sack my 3-1. Rev up my chainsaw. And that's GG. Okay. Opponent got mana screwed there, but don't build 80 card libraries. Socio 86 is our next opponent. We will be on the draw. And this hand looks good. We've got weapons manufacturing. We've got an extruder. We've got a zealot. We even have our colors. Zaz's Chocobo. That's very scary on turn 1, so we'll see if we can actually even kill it. Alright, well, I gotta try to kill it, so see if this works. Okay. Chocobo down. Phew. Alright, let's play weapons manufacturing. Spell Pierce. Okay, we'll play a land. Play weapons manufacturing. Play Kavaron Harrier. Make a munition. Opponent scoops it up. Okay. So some kind of Bant Lightfall deck. Landfall deck. I think I want Assassin's Trophies. Strategic Betrayal to one aboarding Intimidation Tactics. Yeah, maybe 2 and 2. I'm gonna cut an Extruder, a Scrap Shot, a Mechan, cut Melded Moxites, cut 1 Duress. Alright, again, we have weapons manufacturing plus cards, so we'll keep. Alright, I'm gonna play a tap land. There's Zaz's Chocobo. Alright, weapons manufacturing. Another Chocobo. Alright, I need some way to deal with the Chocobo. We draw a second weapons manufacturing. But I feel like I kind of need to play Piggy Bank this turn, so maybe I have a chance of trading with one of these Chocobos. I would love to just get this down, but I think I actually have to do this, which does make a munitions. Play a tap land. Opponent scoofs. Le Mat, veteran brawler, will be our final opponent. Will be on the play. We actually we can't play our red one drop turn, our red Savannah line turn 1. We've never been able to do that, but we're keeping. So I guess we're playing this Verge. We don't need more land. Watery Grave. Alright, here's a Harrier. Forest. I don't think we need a forest. Alright, we're gonna attack. Shoot the sheriff. We'll play our Pangolin. Play this tap land. We're gonna shock. I guess I didn't need to because I could have played the Verge. We'll play this scrap bot. Exile your graveyard, make a lander, pay 1. Get killed. Too bad, go for the throat rotated, because this deck would be much better against that than it is against the current suite of removal. Sheriff number 3. Okay. Deep Cavern Bat. We'll be dying on our next turn. Azure Beastbinder. Whenever this creature attacks up to one target artifact creature, planeswalker opponent controls, loses all abilities, becomes a 2/2. It can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or greater. Okay. Draw land. So let's get rid of the bat. Get rid of the Beastbinder. Attack for 3. Tragic Trajectory. Alright, well, we get one last Surveil. We don't need more land. Piggy bank. Here, piggy. Alright, Legion Extruder. Let's attack with our pig. Rotate the Drowner. Kill the Drowner. Pass. Enduring Curiosity. Well, I mean, when your last card is Enduring Curiosity, you don't really need anything else. Alright, let's sack our piggy. Block their land. They get to draw a card. Fanatical Offering. Well, I'm just gonna pass. Alright, let's extrude our treasure token. And block. So they don't get to draw a card. It's Kaido.
Just in time to save the day. I just hate it there.
Fountain Port. And now because we've held on to this land, we don't have the mana to create a token and extrude. We can block so that they don't draw a card. I think that's worth it. Sacrifice an artifact or creature. Yeah, we'll sack this fish. Draw 2 cards and get a map.
Information is its own weapon.
So they're just surveilling 2. Oh, they get to draw a card because I lost a life from my thing. Weapons manufacturing. Biotech Specialist. Spyglass Siren. Shoot the sheriff on top of their library.
You're not going anywhere.
So we can kill the Kaido here by blocking. Does he have first strike? Does it have first strike? During your turn, is a 3/4 ninja creature and has hexproof. Oh, it's a 3/4. Okay, I'm dumb. Power toughness, it doesn't take away the loyalty from it. Well, we're dying to Enduring Curiosity plus Kaido, which is the state of standard these days.
Never underestimate my skills.
What do I do here? Just make a fish? I don't know. We can't be Enduring Curiosity. Shoot the sheriff. Okay, sure. Alright, so Duress, Sorcerer's Spyglass, Assassin's Trophy, Obliterating Bolts. That's probably all we need. I think we need the scrap shots. Do we want any intimidation tactics? That could let us grab a curiosity. One of our best ways of dealing with it, actually. We're bringing a couple of those. 2 duress, 2 intimidation. 1. I like the chainsaw also. Shave all of our non-sideboard stuff. 3. Go something like this. Alright, this hand looks pretty good. Duress can take a Kaido. We don't have any way of dealing with Enduring Curiosity. We can kill it once. I don't want a mulligan though, so I guess I'm keeping. Duress. Shoot the sheriff. Horsey Revenant, Flood Pits, Drowner. Cecil. Alright, let's chainsaw Cecil. Okay, let's Extruder the Siren. Horsey. Alright, let's chainsaw the Quarcy. Play our Harrier. Go to combat. Yes, let's make a 2-2. Now I should get another window, right? Why do I not get another window? Sacrifice that token at the end of combats. That doesn't go on the stack, I guess, huh? That's so weird. I wonder if I was in full control if I would get a window. If I get another attack with it, I'll try in full control mode. Flood Pits. Okay, so they're gonna kill my thing. In response, I'll sack it and make a 3/3. It's really good at drawing Shoot the Sheriff. Alright, Duress. They have Enduring Curiosity, so if they draw a land, we probably just lose. Actually, I can kill this Drowner by sacrificing what? One of my chainsaws. Is that really what I'm reduced to? I'm reduced to sacrificing a chainsaw to kill a Flood Pits Drowner so that if they draw a land, they don't get to draw a card off of their Enduring Curiosity. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'd rather Fanatical Offering something and draw 2 cards. Quarcy, sure. I think I'll actually, rather than drawing cards, I'll make a 3/3. Obliterating Bolts, that's good. Alright, let's attack. I should probably have equipped the chainsaw there. I had the mana to equip the chainsaw, because now I have to just leave 3 mana stranded, I think. Now, actually, let's just pass the turn. Because this also has flash, it could be problematic trying to use Obliterating Bolts against them. Okay. You draw a land. Let's equip the chainsaw. Let's attack. There's Enduring Curiosity. Okay, well, we wanted to do this to the Curiosity, but I guess since it's already come back as an enchantment, we have to do it to the Drowner. But yeah, we're gonna have trouble beating their lands. Extruder. Two damage to you. Alright, let's do this. Make a 3/3. Assassin's Trophy. Okay, equip. Attack for 10. Drowner. Alright, let's get rid of the Enduring Curiosity. Alright, they shuffle away my dude. Intimidation tactics. I guess we'll cast it. Shoot the sheriff. And I'm just dead to their lands here, I think. Well, I can kill this. I have to sack. I guess my chainsaw? Then they can attack me with their Restless Reef. Yeah, I guess. I really have no choice. Attack the chainsaw. They have another one. Alright, and we just lose their creature lands. Okay. Alright, so we played 6 matches and got a 3-3 with this brew. The 3 matches we won, like, we got destroyed by all the tier decks. Like, we got destroyed by a Yuna deck once and Dimir mid-range a couple of times, which is, you know, for a newish brew, that's not terribly surprising. I think we did get to see the deck go off a couple times with the weapons manufacturing. When that gets going, it's pretty spectacular, actually. But we got destroyed by the leaner, more, you know, focused, optimized tier decks. I really, really, really like the synergy between Umbral Collar Zealot and weapons manufacturing. I think this deck might be better as just Rakdos. Although the Biotech Specialist is, it's kind of like win more, I think. I think if we were Rakdos, the mana would be much cleaner. We'd have much smoother draws. We'd have easy access to, you know, creature removal, like Shoot the Sheriff, which was a problem. You know, the decks that we lost to are mid-range decks, so we're a little lacking with all of our artifact tech on ways to just straight up kill creatures, which you still need against Dimir mid-range. So, also we seem to have some mana trouble, which is weird because our mana curve is really low, and there's 23 lands in the deck, but we still seem to like have trouble. So it's possible that we could go up to 24. I think that would be a reasonable thing to do, because we do have like mana sinks. You know, we want to spend mana on our pangolins whenever artifacts enter. We really want to take advantage of that, so having 24 lands would make that a little easier. There's stuff that we want to do with our mana, like power up our pangolins, leave mana up for fanatical offerings and Legion Extruders. So come to think of it, I think 24 lands is better. Yeah, I think cut the green. Unfortunately, as much as this is a cool synergy, I think it's like a bridge too far. We just need to be a little more focused and able to interact smoothly with the decks that people are playing, you know, which are going to be the tier decks. So yeah, make it Rakdos, get rid of the green, add Umbral Collar Zealots for 3 and 4, add some more creature removal in the main board, add land number 24, and I think the deck will be closer to where it needs to be. How do you deal with Enduring Curiosity as Rakdos? I guess that's where you're sideboarding the end. Although it's 4 mana. If we're Rakdos, we can concentrate more on, like, ramping a little bit with treasures, maybe? I don't know. But I guess that's what you need to do is, because you need to exile it. And the exile-based removal in these colors is 4 mana. So I guess you're looking at the end. Or Intimidation Tactics if you can get it out of their hand. So, yeah, I don't know. The deck didn't do very well. I do think Weapons Manufacturing is an awesome card. I love the synergy with the Zealot. I'm going to be exploiting that more. I think that the potential is here. But with the changes that I stated, it will be much better. So you can look forward to seeing a Rakdos version of this that's tighter and more tuned for the meta, i.e. it has more creature removal. So anyway, we'll walk away with a learning experience for our 3-3 results with this version of Munitions Aggro in New Standard. I hope you enjoyed watching me play this brand new brew in this brand new format. If you did and you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I will certainly be cranking out the brews now that Standard has rotated. Pretty excited by it. The only thing that I wish is that something had been done to Dimir, because I think that deck is still terrible to play against, and it's still incredibly strong. But other than that, you know, I'm very excited about New Standard and looking forward to exploiting and abusing these new cards, you might say, including Weapons Manufacturing in a much better, more focused shell. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. Hope you come back and check out one of my streams in real time. I stream every Tuesday and Friday night on Twitch. There's a link to my Twitch channel in the video description. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you later.